confess something to you. I've sinned against God my whole life. And I said, I'll pray with you. And I was like a 23-year-old man. And here was this guy in his 60s. I said, well, we'll pray together. And here's what he said. He said, I never learned how to read. And I'm so burdened listening to you. Because here's God's Word, and I've never read it with my own eyes. I just listened to other people. And I'm asking God to forgive me because God's Word is so wonderful. I should have learned how to read just so I could spend time in God's Word. Would you pray with me? God will forgive me, and I'm going to promise you I'm going to go take classes. I'm going to learn how to read because I want to read God's Word for myself. How powerful that testimony was. He was crying like a baby because he couldn't read God's Word. And here's the truth of things. We ought to be crying like babies because we who can read, we don't. We can find time to do everything else. But for me, we never find time to put God first by the study of His Word. And we ought to be in tears about that. Because that's why God's not at work in our lives. If He isn't, that's one of the big reasons. It's not God's fault. It's my fault. The invitation is going to be given. If you'd like to come, it's open to you at this time. Would you stand?